So Doug, you're up to 80K per month recurring revenue on Skool, and you've done it by running 5-day challenges. What the heck are they, and how can we use them to grow our own communities?
The way I look at it is there's a lot of models online, right, to grow a successful online business. And if you look at what is needed to have that happen, it's obviously you need an audience. Those audiences need to be interested in what you're doing, become a lead. And there's got to be a way to really like build a connection and nurture those people to know, like, and trust you and see the problem and see your solution and then end up working with you. And that's what people know as the conversion. I've grown this business without ever doing sales calls, without having a sales team. And the way that I've done that is through a virtual event. And some people know them as webinars or, some kind of workshop, multiple day virtual event, and specifically now challenges. And a challenge is just a form of a virtual event. It could be a 2, 3, 4, 5 days. I choose the structure of running an event for 5 days, 1 hour a day. And what it's done for me is able to like take complete strangers online that find my content or however they find me. And within 5 days, we build this connection that collapses that time where they want to come and work with us. So my approach is one-to-many, using this 5-day challenge model to grow to that point where I have 2 memberships now doing a little over $80,000 a month reoccurring.
Incredible, Doug. And give us an example of some of the challenges that you typically run.
Yeah, man, this is good. I've been doing it for 4 years. I run a 5-day challenge every single month. I've tested 3-day and things like that. I just love the 5-day. There's something to it. I fell into the trap that many, I'd imagine, entrepreneurs do, where you feel like you got to recreate. You got to keep creating. And for the first couple of years, we ran a new challenge every month where I'm talking, we built out the brand new name, the funnel, the slides. I mean, it's a process, right? And some of them were called, let me jog my memory. It's a few years ago. We did Freedom Funnel Challenge, Attract More Leads, Content That Converts, 7-Figure Sales Secrets, Group Growth
All the
Blueprint.
ChatGPT suggestions, basically.
Yeah. This is before ChatGPT though. So it was the noggin. But yeah, like every month I'd create a brand new challenge. In fact, I'd even create a brand new offer to sell at the end of that challenge. I had 42 products I'd created in several years. And when I started working, if you guys don't know Russell Brunson, he's the founder of ClickFunnels, and joined his inner circle. He said, dude, you got a funnel maze. Like, you're doing way too much. And I left that mastermind event. This is a year and a half ago, came home, designed one event and one program. And I focused on that for about 18 months, going on 2 years now. And it's simple now. I built the event once. We run it every single month. We don't have to go create anything new. So it might not take you, like, if you're going to go this model, you might have to test some things out, but just paying attention to your communities and what do they need most and what do they want most, and using ChatGPT to come up with what's the event name, what's the topic, what's the content I could deliver. And if you start running that repeatedly every month, some people might see it the first time and come work with you. They might see it a second or a third or a fourth time. And sometimes it takes that. So I just love the model because it's fun for me. It's one-to-many. Don't need a sales team or any complex sales process.
It's interesting. So you're willing to accept maybe fewer people coming in to the funnel, as opposed to saying putting like 10,000 leads in through the virtual, the video sales letter and all this sort of stuff. It's like, no, we're going to have a handful of really committed people who go through this challenge. And why do you think it works so well? Is it something to do with like they can actually see physical results in a short space of time? And so they're like, dude, if I'm getting this with 5 days, what would it be like if I worked full time with Doug?
Yeah, man, you're hitting it. It's so interesting because you're right. You get less people. Here's the truth. When I'm not going to lie, I used to do sales calls. I invested in a mentorship when I first started online, and they said, you got to book calls, get on the calls. I just did not like that model. To me, it felt like I get sales and evoking emotion and getting people to say yes, but like I felt like I was convincing people that just weren't even there. And anytime you had to convince somebody of something, they'll buy. And then how are they going to show up in your program? So running the event model, we really use as a filter now. Only people that finish the event and they're on the last day get to see the invitation. So you're going to lose a lot of people. And I think that's a good thing. Like, if they're not willing to sit through an hour a day for 5 days, what are they going to do to show up in your programs? What kind of results are they going to get if they're not even willing to do that? So we get the best of the best. When we started running this model, we noticed more people showing up to calls, finishing the curriculum, contributing, like all the things you really want more of: referrals, testimonials, and results. And why it works, you nailed it. It's what we're talking about today. It's community. I've been so fascinated about teaching this model and waiting for the next thing to show up. Like, what are we actually doing? Because the truth is, I've taught this model to so many people. Some go on to make 6 figures every time they run this event. Some people go on to make 5 figures and so on, but some people flop it. I'm like, what is missing? What are they missing that most people that are getting the results, are doing? And it's, you're creating that community in a condensed period of time. And when you create community in your event, you're going to see people that want to seek more of that. They want to keep that momentum. They want to get more access, and they want to go be a part of that next step. So I think that's really what it comes down to.
It's interesting. There's a lot of talk inside the Skool community at the minute, lots of different posts, and people are like, how do I get my members to be more engaged? How do I help them get better results? And you've actually reverse engineered that, where you're like, well, you just need to get better people inside your communities. I love that approach.
And that's another thing. Like, what I love about Skool is, and there's a few communities you see do this really well. I'm getting ideas from communities I'm in, but leveraging those membership questions is so important. Number one, you could find out and discover where people are at. Like, number one question, what is it like? To ask them where they're at in their journey.
And you're talking about just before they join the group, like those questions. Yeah.
Like that filter, that gate, is a research question. Why are you joining this? What are you excited about? What do you need support in? And then the third question is usually I like to ask for the email to send them the bonus or some kind of, training that they'll want to get them the results. And it could be one question. One of them, you probably know, the number one Skool community. I think he asks hey, this is for very serious people. Tell me why you want to join this community. I'm sure he gets people just leaving it blank, and I'm sure they don't get in. That's not, and he's denied. And there's people one word answer. I bet you he denies them. And I would too, because I want to see if the intention you fill out these questions in is the intention you're going to put into the community. So leverage that as your filter, and be okay with having less people in your community, because you want those numbers active. Across the board, I'm seeing 90% plus activity rate in our communities, even our free community. Where does that happen outside of Skool? I've never seen it. So yeah.
You do this amazing thing in one of your communities. I think it's you talk about gamification, where to hold people accountable, you tell them to post their results in the comment every single day. And then do you have an Airtable? Is that you, or have I completely got that wrong?
Yeah, that's me. Yep.
Tell us.
So we started realizing we love our events. We run it every month. How can we continue that momentum? And of course, there's things inside of Skool that gamify, and I love it. Like the leaderboards, game changer. We're now running our events in Skool in our free community, which is really cool. I'm excited for this. But I want to get people to log in every day. You want to incentivize these things, right? So we decided that we're going to start doing we call it a content stretch. So in January, we started simple. You got to write one written post on a platform of your choice every day. You log into the community, go to that pinned post and comment day 1 complete, and you link that URL to your post. And people did that. We just look at the numbers. We had 125 people start this, and over 90% of them finished this. Today's the last day. And every day they logged in and wrote a comment, and they encouraged others, and they went and helped each other engage on their content. We had one of the posts. I mean, this community is only 125 people that did this, had 6,000 plus comments on the pinned post, and they're logging in daily. So it worked, man. And this month we're going to stretch a little bit and say, we're going to do the same contest in February, but it's going to be a video. You got to create one short reel per day for February. And the best part is we're doing some cool things collectively. I love getting together with people in person. We do these house builds for families in need in Mexico. In the past, I've donated a lot of the revenue for my business to build these homes, but now we get to do it together. So every day they miss, they're invited to donate $5 to this cause. And then I match everything at the end of the month. So just in January, we raised enough funds to build our home for a family in need in April. So imagine we're doing one of these a month. I'm super pumped for this.
And what I love about that story and what you've done in general is, remember in the first episode, we talked to Kirby, and he said, what most people don't realize about community is that it's not about the owner of the community, it's about the people inside. And you've created something that's not only bigger than yourself, but it also produces results without you. It's not like my content, my courses are the things that's getting people predictable and accountable every single day on social media. It's like, no, you're leveraging the accountability of the community. And people don't care where they get the results from. They don't care if it's from Doug telling them how to do something in a video, or if it's from posting a comment in to the Skool group every single day. They will have been transformed as a person by posting consistently every single day for a month. You know yourself, like that habit alone is going to completely turn people's worldview and lives on its head. So I love how you've created a system where people can thrive.
Yeah, it's win-win-win. It's for me too, I'll be honest. When I came up with this idea, I've been okay consistent on social media, mostly just Facebook. And if you guys know, like Facebook's okay. And I'm grateful because I built my entire business on Facebook. But the growth, right? It's like if you post, most of your friends see it. That's about it. Maybe a little bit of public. But it was getting that commitment and just being consistent. And in December, I only posted 5 things. I'm like, I need to be doing this daily if I'm going to be showing people how to grow their audience. So it was more accountability for me to do it. And now that we've done this for 30 days, like I've gotten a real clear picture of what really is landing and what's resonating. I'm going to leverage that written to go create the videos this month. And I think if people just do those 2 things, right? Alex Hormozy does it. Tweets on Twitter. I don't know what they call it now. It's still a tweet for being X, but test it in written. If people love it, he goes and creates videos on it. So just testing ideas that way, I think is brilliant. And I definitely want to model that.
It's genius, the beta testing. Let the people decide what videos they want to see. Very, very smart. Final question, Doug. Tomorrow is the first official day of the Skool Games. What is your strategy for making the most out of that experience, that opportunity, and also getting in the top 10? Give us a little insight to your blueprint.
Yeah, I love a good contest. I would love to finish top 10, go out there to the headquarters to meet Sam and Alex and everyone there. There's a lot of big players. I mean, there's a lot of people that we don't even see or hear, but I know they're in it.
Dude, it's the guys lurking in the shadows that I can't wait to see come out. That leaderboard, when that leaderboard goes live, it's going to be like, oh.
Nothing's guaranteed, but I'm all in. And to be honest with you, I was really hesitant because although I have 2 paid communities on Skool, what I hadn't done yet is moved into Skool payments. So I understand that you have to have Skool payments set up. I run mine right now through a funnel and Stripe. And I said, you know what? It's kind of a headache to do it that way. It's very manual. We have some automations in place, but when payments fail or, people cancel, the offboarding process from your community is difficult. With merging those to Skool, like I'm so grateful for this because it motivated me to finally just do the thing. I realized it's actually so simple to do. I did it in like a few minutes. So that was the first step. And I'm just excited to have all the subscriptions for our memberships there in one place. And I love seeing how they have things automated. And my goal now, my strategy, okay, what is it? Well, it's do what I've always done. And that's a challenge. So my goal this month is to really continue to grow our free community on Skool. And it's really about bringing people together, about creating their own communities. My memberships are more about audience growth, offer structure. And then my second level community is more about the systems to create their own virtual event, their signature virtual event to enroll more clients one-to-many. So we're running a new event we structured in February. And our goal is to promote that event. And during that event, depending on where they're at, they'll see one of those 2 membership models and get an invitation to it. So it'll be one-to-many. And outside of that, it'll probably be just leveraging the social media that I do have. I don't have a massive following. I don't have a huge email list, but I'll definitely be creating some content to get people interested in this event and our memberships. So it's just going to be a lot of doing what we've always done. And it's just reaching out, building connections and making the invitations.
Phenomenal. If you're listening or watching this and you want to take part in the games, you want to find out what it's all about, there's a link in the description. Man. Other than that, Doug, thank you so much for your time today and good luck in the games. I'll see you in there.
Yeah, see you in there. Thanks for listening, everybody. Thanks for having me, Matt.